Welcome to a Medieval 2 Total War hot seat campaign, but this one here is a little bit different. It possibly revolutionises Total War hot seats forever. Before, in usual hot seat campaigns, you'll move around on the campaign, but when you battle, how are battles fought? Usually, they'll be auto-resolve, or in some cases, they will be manually resolved, but fighting an AI, which always gives the defender a disadvantage. Neither way really worked. However, this mod and these new game rules make it so that they can be fought against a human player. A true, full Medieval 2 multiplayer experience, both fighting, multiplayer campaign, and battles. This mod and rule set was made by Mergor. Well done to him. Although I won't bore you with all the rules and the details, you can check those out in the description if you are interested, but, let's just get this started. Let's begin. So I believe it takes place in the Third Crusade and Saladin has taken Jerusalem. Ooh, the Kingdom of Jerusalem is not going to be too happy about that. We have Antioch up here. They are being played by the AI, I think. No, they are human controlled. Okay, my bad. Ah yes, the player who controls Jerusalem also controls Antioch. There's 4 different teams here. The Turks, the Egyptians, the Crusaders, and Byzantium. Each team has, I believe, 1 person who does the campaign and about 2 or 3 people who fight the battles. The names of those players will be down in the description below if you're interested in that, if you're familiar with the hot seat scene and want to know who is playing. But, if you're not that familiar with it, all you need to know are Crusaders, Egyptians, Turks, and Byzantines. Ah, you've got to be kidding me, the players are already at it. Ah, these stupid customisable names. Oh well. I love hot seats. Let's begin. Okay, I've given this about 5 attempts now, trying to read it in a bit of an accent to try and fit the roleplay, but it just sounds too racist, so I'm gonna read it normally. I need your help. If both crusading factions go after me with all their troops, I can't hold in any case. So the Ayyubids a little bit worried about both crusading factions, calling on the Turks, their Muslim brothers. But who is this? Who has arrived? Richard the Lionheart to reclaim Jerusalem. Ooh, and who do we have over here from Antioch? Philip the Chivalrous also arriving, and they've put Aleppo under siege. The Crusader expansion has begun. Can they do it? Can they be successful? Also, I should note that the units in this campaign have been heavily modded. They cost a lot more. Reason being, it's to make it so that there's more certain set standard armies. So, you don't have all those small forces dotted around, it's more just a few sets of big stacks. And speaking of which, Byzantium has one here, led by their Emperor, Emperor Isaac, pushing onto the Turks. So yeah, let's take a very basic look at these troops here. Missile Cav, 450 upkeep. 400 upkeep, 450 upkeep. Yeah, as you can tell, it's all been very heavily modded. To make it feel a little bit more realistic with the armies. Less small skirmisher forces, more big stacks. And it also works very well for this mod as well, given that a lot of battles are fought manually and against other humans. Jerusalem has taken Banyas and Antioch, taking Homs and Aleppo on the same turn. Ooh, making some good early game moves. And then we've got Byzantium putting them under siege here as well. Got to be careful of that assassin. And the Turks trying to gather their troops up, trying to sort out this problem. And they took it as well. Well done to them. Any more expansion? Baalbek fell, I believe. Yeah, that was Baalbek. Falling to Antioch. Well done to them. Oh, and the Turks, for some odd reason, pushing and attacking the island of Cyprus. Interesting move, interesting move. So yeah, just so that you understand what is actually going on with the uniqueness of this mod, a lot of these battles here, not all of them, but a lot of them, would have been fought as multiplayer battles, humans versus humans, which has never been seen before in Total War Hot Seat in history. You have it on the new titles, but not on Medieval 2. That's what makes this mod so unique. Check out the Hot Seat Hub if you want to know more. That's all linked down in the description as well. And Byzantium making even more moves. They took it, but the Turks took Nicosia, and they also took, yes, this settlement here, cutting Byzantium off. Oh, come on, Byzantium campaign player, really? Really? Okay. Ooh, Antioch respond by taking Adana. Interesting. How is Jerusalem holding out? It's still under Egyptian control. They're holding the bridge right now. That's quite a big, strong army. Ooh, Damascus under siege. Interesting there by Antioch. Where did they come from? They just popped up out of nowhere. Yeah, interesting. Where are they going to attack? And that's going to be very bad for Antioch. I don't think they were seeing this coming. In fact, right now, I don't think they see it. Meanwhile, the Turks, the Sultan himself, pushing towards Constantinople, but the Emperor, Emperor Isaac, is on his way. Emperor versus Sultan. Ooh, that's gonna be a good one. Oh, this army's undamaged. The Emperor, he's off. He's off. He's left Constantinople open. Not the great city of Constantinople. Oh, he's using his boat to block off the path. The Turks would have moved here, put it under siege, and Byzantium, the player knows he can't do anything. He has no fleet. He can't get across this. Ooh, that's a very smart play by the Turks. I do like that, so he's off. That's an interesting move, and good move there by the Turks. I like that one. Meanwhile, the Egyptians have taken Arsuf. Where's Richard Lionheart gone? I can't seem to find him. He might be in a settlement. Damascus still under siege, and the Turks hit back at Aleppo. Yeah, surely they should take that. Antioch might get reinforcements here, but I don't think they've got the time. Or the strength, even if they did. That is a lot of troops. But, you know, one big battle that swings in your favour. If Antioch manages to defeat these three armies, what do the Turks have? That would be it for their campaign. So although they look good and strong here, that doesn't mean they're strong overall. That's what I like about this mod. Armies are focused into one big blob. If you defeat an army, it means a lot. And in a few turns' time, we're gonna see some major battles take place. Oh, Constantinople has fallen and been renamed to Istanbul. And the Seljuks landing over here already with their Sultan. Byzantium, they're crumbling. They really need to do something about this Turkish army, or it's gonna take all of their land. They let it break through. That was the problem. They tried to race up here, but it was too late. They do have one army coming. Can Michael do it? Meanwhile, the Egyptians have taken Accra. Ooh, it's looking very good right now for the Islamic powers. Antioch under siege, Aleppo has fallen. Whew. Can we ask for a ceasefire? Oh wait, the French. No, I'm not doing a French accent. Can we ask for a ceasefire? We could gift you some settlements, maybe, or help you in your wars. Adana is plagued. Also, so maybe not the best idea that you take it. Ooh, warning him that a settlement has plague. Don't take it, it's got the plague. Does it really? Yeah, it does, it's got plague. Ooh, that's two family members, the heir and the faction leader. Is that the faction destroyed? I think that's the faction destroyed if Adana falls. Ooh, I can't tell why. I can tell why he doesn't want to lose Antioch. Meanwhile, so many Egyptian armies. The Crusader states, They've got to win a big battle. And it's got to be now. Here we are, the ceasefire agreement. Ceasefire, trade rights, and they will give Adana. I don't know what the player went for, so we just got to ignore it for now. We'll find out next turn what the actual deal was. So, ooh, the Sultan's army here seems a bit battered, but still they're conquering land. I'd probably have taken these settlements if I was them. Yeah, and then get more troops over here at this castle. Oh well, doesn't really matter. Okay, so we're gonna have a battle. A battle is about to begin. You can see a large Turkish army here. We got Jerusalem here and 2 Egyptian armies. Jerusalem down to their final 2 settlements. The Crusader states right now are not looking good. This battle is going to be a big one. Okay, so this is how the battle looks. Let's try to find out what's going on. So, Antioch is here with their army, we got Jerusalem here, and then we got 2 Egyptian armies. But what else has arrived? The Turks. The Turks have brought in their troops using that boat there. They got them on a boat. That's how they covered that much distance. And they're going to help out. A 3 versus 2. The Turks helping out the Crusader states because they know how big of a threat the Egyptian Ayyubids are. Both powers, they know the Crusader states are done. That's not what this is about. It's not about saving them. It's not about can the Crusader states bring it back. They're in a terrible position right now. What it's actually about is who's going to benefit most. The Turks or the Ayyubids. Let's find out. And just like that, we are here on the battlefield itself. Each player right now is a human player. No more auto-resolve, no more AI. Wow. Human player multiplayer battles from a multiplayer campaign. We got the 2 Egyptian armies, and let's take a little zoomed in look. Archers here, some spearmen on the back, mostly cheap units it seems, some axemen, then we got some cav. Yeah, the cav back here, what's over here? More archers, those look a little heavier. Dismounted golem. Okay, then we got some archers and some spears. Are they actually javelins? There could be. We got a trebuchet, 2 catapults on this Egyptian army. I think this is the Sultan's army. Yeah, so this is being played by Isambard right now, and this squad here by Inarius. Of course on the same team. And here we are, so we got Antioch here. A lot of cav by the looks of things, yeah, cavalry generals. We got some crossbowmen, and that's about it. It's just cav and crossbows. This is being played by MQI, and then over here we have Jerusalem on the same team because Crusaders worked with Crusaders. And we have the famous multiplayer player himself, Waffles. It's really great to see, like, the pro hot seat players and the actual pro battle players who do the tournaments actually come together and, like, fight on the same team to win. It's brilliant to see it like this. And then on their own, but still fighting with the Crusaders, we have the Turks, played by Tengri right now. A player who I think has taken part in some tournaments. So yeah, gonna be interesting to see. Gonna be very interesting. However, the battle does highly favour the Crusaders and the Turks right now. The Egyptians, they're gonna struggle. Not only are they against some of the best players there is, but also the balance of power does not like them, so this could be a big one. This is really going to decide who is going to benefit the most from the fall of the Crusaders, the Turks or the Egyptians. And the Crusaders seem willing to help out the Turks with this. But then again, they've got to pick whatever ally they can get. I bet, you know what? I bet the Turks did actually accept that ceasefire. Yeah, I bet they did. We'll find out next turn. But I bet they did, so let's speed this up. They're having their usual skirmish starter. Catapult and trebuchet shots coming in, firing at Antioch. Ooh, just misses. Just misses. Ooh, he's formed a very good defence there, using the high ground as best as he can. Yeah, I think he is the defender and they're the attackers. So he is allowed to do that. Ooh, just misses again. The Egyptian Sultan fighting for his life. There's nothing the Egyptians can really do. Slowly they're getting themselves surrounded here, up on the high ground. Eventually the battle's going to begin. Eventually. Oh, it's interesting to think as well. These multiplayer battles, usually you can just fight the battle and that's it, but they have to think about actually keeping soldiers alive for the campaign player to work with something. Because it's actually important to keep them alive now. You've got a reason to it. Wow. We've never seen anything like this before in multiplayer Medieval 2. Or at least not that I know of. Ooh, Jerusalem lost one unit of cav from a charge there from the missile cav unit. Yeah, gotta be careful. Don't want to encircle him too much that you overextend yourself. These trebuchets and catapults have been firing for a while. The Egyptians have the high ground. They might just hold this out. They might just do it. Let's see the stats. Oh, it's about equal with percentages. Which doesn't really look that good for the Egyptians, if anything. Okay, well done to the Egyptians. They seem to have pushed back Jerusalem's cav there with missile cav fire. So that was good of them, but they are exhausted. Not long of this battle left. Surely they must start moving forward soon. Oh, the Egyptian cav took out the missiles. I don't know if you saw that there. And they're going to chase them down a little bit as well. But here we go. Here we go at last. Antioch charging with all their cav. Massive cav charge. Egypt starts to break with a load of units. They're throwing all of their infantry in. The Turks coming up on the flank over there. The main bulk of their army marching up as well. The Turks hiding back a little bit by the looks of things. They seem willing to get the win, but they don't seem that willing to invest too many troops into the early bit. Just how it looks from my end. Jerusalem moving round onto the flank. Loads of cavalry and infantry behind. Oh, these Egyptians are gonna struggle. Oh, that catapult shot there. So many set alight. The Turks getting into it now, providing cover for Antioch's cav. Ah, this is chaotic. The infantry starting to arrive. Slowly still trying to get that surrounding. Who's breaking there? That's the Egyptians breaking the second army. Some units there have gone berserk, or fighting to the death, sorry. The Jerusalem units. Jerusalem stuck over here. It's not looking good for them. Antioch and the Turks need to have more success. They need to get more up onto the high ground to help out Jerusalem. I believe someone lost a general. I don't know who. I'm assuming it was Egypt. Yeah, because their troops are starting to really rout now. Starting to break. Antioch and their cav, they've taken the high ground on the flank. They can now charge into the Egyptian ranks. And yeah, it's all crumbling now for the Egyptians. I think the Crusader states and the Turks, I think they did it. And if this is going to be as big as a slaughter as it looks, that's going to be incredibly decisive in this campaign. That could be a big decider. That the Turks, for at least, you know, that for now at least, are going to be the main power. Until anyone else can get a victory like this on them. The Egyptians losing almost 60%, the others losing 30%. Yeah, it's all collapsing for them. They're gone, and that's the Sultan gone as well. That's siege equipment gone. Was that a dead cow being thrown? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, lovely. Dead horse, whatever it is. And almost 2 full stacks of troops gone. And really, they didn't do that much damage. Egypt being really set back there. What the Crusader states need to do now is actually work with the Egyptians, the weak Egyptians, use that to push out the Turks, weaken them, and slowly try and make themselves stronger from that. That's what the Crusaders need to do. They need to change allies, but I don't know if they'll do it. Oh, they're running them down as well. This was surely a slaughter. More Cav charging in, just to finish them off. And there we go. Oh, I bet they're going to get a lot of kills from that. 95% dead. And that was almost Egypt's whole army. Because of how this mod works. Units are rare, you've got to focus on single big armies. Whew. And that makes these battles so much more important to win. They got 1,200 kills. But still, they lost a lot. And they lost a lot to getting captured as well. Anyway, let's take a look now and see how this appears on campaign. Okay, first of all, they did accept and did become an ally of Antioch as well. Interesting. Not a vassal, an ally. Yeah, they used them to weaken the Egyptians and help them on that front. Let's take a look. So, yeah, the Egyptians got really pushed back. They've got troops in Accra, but they lost a lot there. Yeah, 2 full stacks. And the Turks still looking strong. They could make a move now if they wanted to for Tyre. That could be interesting to see. And as I said, the Crusaders right now, they need to join with the Ayyubids. Get some deal there and use that to weaken. Actually, maybe keep the deal for now. Take Tyre and Banyas or a couple of settlements for themselves. And then that's when they side with them and use that to push back the Turks. That's what we need to do, change allies. Meanwhile, over here, the Turks, they're putting this settlement here under siege. Still holding on to Istanbul, but Emperor Isaac trying to make the comeback, putting Ankara under siege. And this is where we're going to have our second battle. But the Turks, they're going to bring in some reinforcements. Mustafa is coming, and this guy as well. Ooh, it's going to be an interesting one. Let's take a look. Okay, so as you can see now, Emperor Isaac and the Sultan did fight after all. That's a lot of missile cav. God, I hate to see that. Missile cav, oh, even more. Byzantium, at least they're bringing normal cav and normal archers. This is a siege. Byzantium is the attacker. The battle, Emperor versus Sultan. We're going to get it after all. Ooh, I've been excited for this one. And this one I think is going to be very decisive on the Byzantine front in Anatolia. If Byzantium win this, they will do serious damage to the Turks in Anatolia and be able to start making a comeback. Maybe reclaiming Constantinople. If the Turks win, then that's it for Byzantium. I think this is their last big army, so it's all going to crumble if Byzantium loses this battle. Okay, so it seems like the Turks countered the attack and don't really want to do the siege, which is understandable. They don't want to waste time. 2 quite big armies here, which we've already had a little look at. So yeah, who's going to win? 2 Turkish armies versus 1 Byzantine army. Although the 2 Turkish armies are smaller. Who's gonna get it? First of all, who's playing? So, we have Dominion R playing this Turkish army, and this one is being played by Tengri again. Back to Tengri. And Byzantium being played by Winnie the Poop. All of these 3 players we have seen before in many of my old tournaments that I used to do. So yeah, it's just so good seeing them like united together like this. They've taken this small slope here. If I was them, I was thinking I might push on the Turks, divide and conquer their armies, but thinking about it, it's a very cav-based army with a lot of missile cav. And I don't know what Byzantium can really do against that, but they've got to find something. If they win this, I think they'll start to even it out in Anatolia. If they lose, I think they're dead. So it's going to be a very decisive battle. A big one. Alright, so we got some small cav movements going on here. Winnie the Poop trying to take out the missile cav, but good luck doing that with heavily armoured generals' bodyguards. At least it gets them away from the infantry, but yeah, I can't see much coming out of this. What Byzantium should probably do now is, I don't know, I'll probably take this bit of high ground, but they don't want to get cut off on the way I get attacked on both sides. we do have to be careful. It's going to be a weird battle, but an important one for Byzantium. Yeah, Byzantium, they've realised they're just wasting their time chasing after them. I think they've made the right decision there, just pull back. This is the general for some reason. What's he doing on his own all the way over here? Oh, if the Turks can get him killed, surely that will be it for Byzantium. Yeah, if anything, he really needs to be over here, providing that morale boost. Not over here on this front. Meanwhile, it seems Byzantium is trying what I suggested. They are pushing up onto these Turks here, but as I said, you know, the Turks will just pull back, so they can't divide and conquer. They might get better high ground, but it won't be a divide and conquer for them. Maybe this slope here might have been better. Yeah, just stand here instead. Use this to your advantage. I don't know. It's difficult to tell. It did catch up to them, but he is sort of getting surrounded now. Like, there's no way out of this. Byzantium, Emperor Isaac. I don't know what he can do. I think he's dead. I think he's going to die here. This is going to be the death of him. I can't see any way out. Unless he can retreat across the red line, but I don't see any way out of this for him. He's just standing there. He's not even reacting. Is this how the Emperor is going to die? I should have pulled him back with the other cav units earlier, back to the main army. Speaking of which, what's happening over here? There was almost an engagement. A few people died. But yeah, it's more of the arrow skirmish right now, which we usually see at the start of battles. I think the Turks actually made a mistake there, letting him out. I don't think they should have done that. I think if he showed signs of trying to get out of there, they should have just fought in melee. Like, just to get him killed. Because he's such an important figure in this campaign. Byzantium, what are you doing? Get him out of there. Oh, no. This is rough to watch. Balance of power, though, quite even. Which is interesting to see. I think the general will survive, but his bodyguards aren't. 2 left. He might just make it back. They're still up there, just fighting the skirmish. They're gonna get surrounded again. 1 bodyguard and 1 general left. Run! Oh, just the general left. Emperor Isaac, get out of there. Oh, I should have done this retreat earlier. Back to the main army. Oh, he's just given up on life, hasn't he? He's lost Constantinople. He doesn't know what to do anymore. He's trying to order the Turks. Join me, as he waves his sword. Right, he knows that's not going to work, he's off. But then these guys are just there to cut him down. And Byzantium just waiting here. They need to make a move. I don't know what move they can make. I think they've lost it. 99% sure they've lost it. But they need to do something. Because right now, just waiting, it's only going to make their position weaker. And it's only going to increase the chances that their general's going to die. And the missile cav now fighting in melee. They just want him gone. They want it over with. Surely he's going to die here. Surely that's where they get him, and he's fallen. Byzantium has lost their general. I don't know what they can do anymore. Surely it's got to be over for them. The Emperor's dead. It's got to be over for the faction. Well, we've still got to see how the battle goes. If they can do a lot of damage to the Turks, you know, they might have something to work with later. Remember, we did see them have 1 army left. But at the rate they're losing territory, I don't know if they can afford to sustain it. Okay, at long last, Byzantium moving up, taking this bit of high ground here. The Turks, they're just going to pull away. I guess better high ground's good. Would be better if they had their general, but I guess this is okay. Oh, but the Turks, they're charging in now. They haven't gotten themselves organised. They charge on in with missile cav fighting in melee. Get a few free kills there. Pull back to safety. That's a lot of cav that is starting to surround them. Firing in their missiles as well, I bet. Yeah, and they're just slowly going to get whittled down. Whittled? Is that the right word? I don't know. I don't care. Near enough, I guess. They're charging with their cav into the spears. Byzantium has lost their general, but I don't think that's enough to break from there. I think the spearmen should just hold. Yeah, the morale should hold for now. There's no sign of it breaking yet. Oh, but all the cav hitting from all angles now. Even on this side, the missiles coming up. The Turkish horse archers. Eventually one unit's gonna break and it's all going to collapse. A mass rout. A chain reaction, that's what we're gonna see. That's what's going to bring Byzantium down. Although the balance of power does not look too bad. The percentages look horrible. The position looks horrible, but the balance of power, you know, it thinks they can do it. Evenly matched, it says. Although the Turks, they are breaking. You know, Byzantium might be able to make something of this if they can just get some lucky general kills. They can really take advantage of those breaks. But we got fighting to the death, a break there, and that's where it starts, so a break there. This is where it begins. The Turks have broken on through, hitting them in the back, 3 units, all start to waver. I think this is it. It's all collapsing for Byzantium. They're losing a lot of troops. I think they're only going to end up killing about 27% of the Turks, and they're going to lose almost 100% of their army. And their emperor. It's done. Byzantium lost it, their main army. That's the Turks winning 2 decisive battles in episode 1. Heroic victory. Look at those kills there, those stats. Only 5 men got away. Oh. So yeah, that was part 1. Part 2, I bet, is going to be dominated by the Turks. Can all the other powers unite to bring them down? Well, we'll have to find out in part 2. This is a 3-part miniseries using the new hot seating mod made by Magor. Check out the hot seating hub, linked down below if you are interested. All links, players and everything are linked down below. And that is all. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more to get notified of the next part or any other video that I do. Share this video with anyone you think may be interested in hot seating, multiplayers, Medieval 2 Total War, whatever it is. Anyone you think is interested, I will certainly welcome them. And this is my brand new mini-series every Monday. 3 parts, but next part's going to be on the Monday, and then the Monday after. Hope you enjoyed, hope to see you for them, but for now, goodbye.